Welcome to Stephen Johnson's Stocks. I'm back. We'll get through this quickly because I've got a really nice live trade on SMNT. Captured everything and it's fully audio annotated, so let's get to that. But first of all, I want to say I tried loads of different shit in terms of Excel documents, discipline plans, all the rest. And really all I needed to do was just take a little bit of time off, and took a couple of weeks off and come back really fresh, and made us realize that after 2 years I'd really been out. Wasn't thinking straight, needed some time off, and it's done me the world of good, and I'm trading better than ever. So this is kind of where we're at. Didn't have any finance in the account because I just topped up my Interactive Brokers account above 25,000 again, so I could be back over PDT before I traded. But little 90 bucks on the 15th, bit of a nothing trade on CBC, little short weakness. 16th, nice better day. This is the trade I'll show you today. Just only took 2 trades, won both, and then on Friday I just didn't trade. So up 265 bucks for the month. But more importantly, trading smaller and very sensibly. I've started opening up this trading journal, which I fill in every day, just with what I was doing and what I was thinking, just so I can recognize if I go back off track again, because I really went off track and lost it after a loss. And I feel like if I'm recapping after every week and I can look back at previous weeks, it's going to really help me get stronger and better. And the real trade was SMNT. I took it off really early in the 230s, and it was running down to the 2s. So this is something I really need to watch out for, letting winners run a little bit more potentially. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to All Jewelry. This is SMNT. It is a drug manufacturer, healthcare company, like a biotech kind of company. Anything with therapeutics is generally biotech. So I have a small, very small starter, 300 shares, like 800 bucks starter. And I'm in from 253, 254, so like 254. And I plan on really trying to get an average of about 274, 275, risking off the 285s. So I've got like ultimately about a 10-cent risk. If it gets up there, I'm really in about a quarter size right now. And the end goal is I'm risking 5 to 10 cents from a 275 average to really for it to come down to the 220s, 230s. So risking 5 cents to make 20, 30 cents. The chart, anything that has these big gap downs are generally a sign of like stuff like this. It's generally a sign of really bad drug news. It's a drug company and it's probably had some really bad news. The drugs failed, it's been cancelled, or the FDA haven't approved it, stuff like that. You have these big kind of gap downs, and when you see these gap ups and they like spike and get sold straight into, or it's up pre-market and it sells into, this is generally a sign of failure as well. Yeah, we can see it's selling off. I'm up into profit now. And if you look at the news to see why it's up, a couple of things straight away. I mean, it's traded at 100,000 in volume. We'll just quickly look at this. It's traded at 100,000, 120,000 in volume here. Float's 16 mil. And so, say there's 16 million shares untraded, and we know that they traded a couple of million here and failed. They traded a couple of million here and failed. You can see these big spikes and gap downs, and again here as well. Last time it traded on 2 million, it just came all the way back down. So yeah, it's coming all the way down now. It's already failing up 25 bucks. Couldn't even get a proper position size because it's such a weak stock. But it's coming right down now. Up 40 bucks. There you go. Wow, 36. What's going on? might have to take this one off. This is such a drop. It'll probably yeah. I'll just cover this in the 228s if I can get it. It's such a drop. I'm just gonna have to take the profits now. Didn't really want to take the profits now. I didn't even get a good position sizing, but I mean, say I take from the 255s to the 230s, I'll take like 20 cents on it, and then in an ideal world, I'll take it higher. But what you've kind of got to think is the last 2 times it gapped up, how much did it give back? So say it gapped up to about the 290s, it only gave about 20 cents here, and then here when it gapped up, you barely see it, it gapped up to the 2 290s, and it went down as far as it gave about a good 50 cents there. So yeah, maybe I can get a little bit more today, but everyone's really underwater unless someone props this. I would imagine this is going to go. But yeah, I mean, it's got support. You can see in the 236s, it's right at support here. It's a bit of a buyer there, so I'm just going to take this off in anticipation that it's gonna pop back up. There you go, nice little 50 bucks. Yeah, we can see and there's the 240s, 244, 245. See, there's two reasons why it's popping back up now. The first reason is, and I've just saw this, it's kind of got longer term support on the 238s. It's just dropped 20 cents out of nowhere. We saw a little bidder. If you go back on the level 2, there's like a 4,000 bidder and there's only 120,000 shares traded, so to prop at 4,000. You can expect there might be a little bounce back up here to the 250s, 255s. In an ideal world, we'll get a little spike. But there's not really enough meat on the bone. There's not much at all. So this may actually just be the little trade. Little 50 bucks. No one's complaining. In an ideal world, I was wanting to play on a spike, get a good like 3,000-4,000 in this, take 10%, 400 bucks. But if I've learned anything over the years, it's what you've got to do is take these little small $50 wins, $60 wins, because if you go in with too much size here and then something goes wrong up here, you're going to take a $400 loss. But if you go with very small size here and it works out, good, works out. Little 50 bucks win, doesn't matter. And then, but if it does pop up here, then you can take a kind of full position size at 278. And if it goes wrong, you only lose like 100, 150, 200 bucks. But like if you go for big size and take these little, oh yes, I made $300 on big size here, it's too risky because you've got too much room between here and here for anything to go wrong. And not that it does often go wrong, but when it does, I don't want those $1,000 losses anymore. Okay, so we're back. I reshorted SMNT with triple speed here. It jumped back up to the 251s, so I took another start at like a couple of hundred shares. And because I covered at 238, I'm just telling the chat room here, like reshort 251, quarter size to average back up. And I'll add in the 256s, 257s, 258s, and no problem. Quick look at some of the other kind of runners. Cron was like a stocks to trade pro swing, just seeing what it's doing. Seems like it's kind of gapping after its first day. There's a little message from Milena popping up. And again, I'm a little bit down here. I had a little entry at 251s, popping up to 255. I've got another add at 256. Just checking the long-term chart. It's a terrible long-term chart. Kind of looking on 15s. What does the picture look on 15s? Marking out the kind of support and resistance levels just to see what zones I should be playing off. Everyone should be looking 2-month, 15-minute charts to get the bigger sense and the bigger picture of what's going on here. And I can see shall be covering on the 240s, 230s. We have the 254 push kind of doesn't come off, and then we get that snap. So it was very, very good cover in the 230s, so reshorting the 251s. Right now I'm thinking cover 230s, 220s, but I know that it's got some support in around the 230s on the 15-minute chart. Again, the time now, if you look at it, just jumping into STT Pro as well, it's about 9:22. So I'm not really wanting to put on any ads. I've got like a quarter size. I'd rather look to put on ads into a spike at the open. I want to see this kind of push to the 250s, 255s, 260s. It's a quiet day. This is one of the top % runners. Hopefully people are going to try and buy it at the open, try and take a chance with it. But ultimately, I mean, the stock's flawed. It's a terrible long-term chart. There's loads of bag holders in it. It's failed pre-market. There's bag holders long-term. There's bag holders pre-market. The volume's not enough compared to the float to push, so it should fail. See it dropping down a bit more, making a little joke holding SMNT till 0, and then Tim Bowen went on a rant. Again, not much to see. Level 2 bid and ask are pretty much level there. No real crazy volume. That I feel like that kind of push, apart from maybe a push at the opens, the last gasp chance for it. Getting a bit nearer the open now. It's dipping, but again, nothing much going on. Joking first screen waiting forever because I went through a bad phase when I got burnt out. Obviously, we all know about this. Yeah, I'm just saying I'll be covering in the 30s. Yeah, then again, I'm making another joke on there. Just see my stocks to trade scanner blocks anything under 5 mil floats. I just don't want to see them. Just waiting, patiently waiting for the open. Minutes away now, just checking again on 15, seeing what it looks like, seeing if anything else is kind of running. CGC was a short from the other day. I'm just seeing where it's at. Looks like it's going to have another leg down. I'll have to check that later actually and see what it did. I think it kind of didn't move today. Getting near the open, closer and closer. It's all going to happen really quick. Again, quite comfortable. Took 50 bucks on my first short, up another like 20 bucks on my second short. And again, just to reiterate, I'm hoping for a push here. Here comes the open. Putting some orders in. I've got an order in for 255 and 261, so I want this to spike so I can short into the spike. Just putting last minute orders in there. I've got a 200 share cover at 236 as well, just to take the wash. 100,000 is not that much for the morning. There we go, we get the 256 spike. But then it quickly rejects. So I actually got a quick pop, quick fill there. Me 256, I literally hit the top. It literally, I top ticked that one there. Got a 256 cover, and then now I'm just taking a little bit off. I just want to reduce my position size a little bit. Top ticked it at 256, and now I'm just kind of saying, if I'm just preparing to say, got a 231 order in. I took a little bit off into the 240s, reduced my position size. So I'm in at about 1500 now, and then I'm just thinking I'll take another wash down to like the 234s, 233s, 231s. And not much going on. It's kind of propped. Someone's propping 239. If you look at the bid, you can see a 10,000 there, but it's just got smashed through. You can see I moved my order up and I'm ready to cover some. Ready to cover, waiting to see if it washes out more, but it pops back to 240. I don't know if it's a collection of dip buyers or if someone's propping this, because you're getting a couple of big bids. There's a couple of big 2,500 bids there, and it looks like someone's probably trying to prop it, keep it up. But again, we get this second push for it to fail. Again, no real big bidders, just a collection of dip buyers, it seems. Not really moving too much, but being patient. It's not going up, it's not going down, so just being patient to see if I can get this next wash. Getting a little bit bored, switching it around, looking at it on twos, it looks very weak. Can't seem to get it back above the 240s. Again, I'm thinking I'll just take a couple of hundred off. I'm in about, my position size is 500, so I'll just take a third off. Very small size, like 1,400 bucks or something, 1,200 bucks. Just covered a couple of hundred there, losing a bit of patience. It's downtrending nicely though. Looks like it's about to snap. When it's got this little fade and then the volume's going and going and going, you're just waiting for it to snap. Very weak volume, doesn't seem to be. There's dip buyers, but there's no momentum to the upside. Little push here, but nothing really to be scared of. It's the first green candle all day. You can see this might be some shorts covering. But on the 15s, it looks absolutely dead. And you can see here, like the 240s is a support level on the long-term chart, on the 15-minute chart. So it is naturally going to try and bounce off this 240 level. And this is why it's important to look at the 2-month and 15-minute chart. Because you can see, why is it bouncing? Yeah, well, it's bouncing because it's at longer-term support. So it's going to try and bounce off longer-term support. Shorts are going to cover there, longs are going to dip by there. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But again, the bounce fails. We'll get ready for another kind of wash down now. And I'm a bit ready here. I've got an order in at the 230s, but I'm a bit bored as well. CGC's green on the day. It's not really going up. It's not really going down. We had a pre-market wash and it's popped back up. ANW was the top percent and that's washing out as well. It's very quiet, bearish market right now. SMNT, I mean, there's just no volume. It's traded a million, but it's a 15 million float. On the 15s, it looks dead. It's failed to bounce on support just there. just waiting for it to crack now. I mean, I'd be very surprised if it didn't crack now. Just watching Tim Boney's and Stocks and Trade Pro there. I think I forget here that I've got to just a buy in at 231, because really if it cracks support in the 230s, sorry, in the 240s, oh there you go, it's just cracked. See the 231s there, and I actually get covered at 231. I forgot that I put the order in. And we get the wash, and you notice there the biggest crack is when it cracks through the longer term support. There's the 15-minute long term support that I previously marked out. It's not a coincidence that it's bounced there and then fell through heavy. It's the biggest red candle of the day. And I'm out. Unfortunately, I mean, I think I could have took it down to about the 225s, 226s, but it had me covering, and I'm just marking trend lines out there to follow the trend. When it breaks out that trend line, I'm out of the trade. Well, I'm out anyway, but in hindsight, thank you so much for watching. And I just want to kind of finish by saying the other things that I've changed, other than having a break, are I'm not so aggressive on the front side, which means I will take smaller profits sometimes. I will miss some moves sometimes. But ultimately, I'll not have these really bad losses, and I'll not have these psychological situations that you can't get out of. And that really you can't put a price on. And I'll leave it at that. Live the dream.